it's Black History Month, and we honoring people for Black history. And I'm excited that my great grandson wanted to do his post on me today. It's that was like I cried actually. I can't wait to see it and see what
Yeah.
he said about me. He probably said she's mean.
Nah, he won't say that. He will say you are focused and you are committed to this community.
I
Which
am.
I
I am.
applaud you and just thank you for all that you do for our city and our
Thank
young people.
I want to say thank you for even running for this job, this tough job, because I don't think I could have did it in my best day.
Yeah, well, it's all God. God is giving me the strength, and I'm staying focused. So
You
I
know
feel
what I
good.
said, Mary Young? When you ran, I said, this young man got to be sent here by God. And I truly believe it.
Yeah.
I truly believe it. So I'm gonna get started. My
Okay.
first question to talk about your family and what it meant to you growing up and who inspires you.
Yeah, so family is everything to me. Many that know me know my story, and that I'm the son of William and Diane Young, preachers here in the city at the Healing Center, and they just poured into me early on, and they taught me a life of service. And it's no mistake that if you look at all three of their kids, which are me, my sister Dorcas, who's deputy COO at the county, and my younger
Wow.
brother who works at a mental health facility helping folks, and he's come out of the schools doing gang intervention programming. Like those are things that were poured into us, is making sure that we serve. And so, I've taken that all throughout my career, and it has been something that's been very rewarding for me. Even when we started this conversation, I mentioned that God, it's a God thing, and
Got to be.
people ask
Got
me like, how do you handle all of the weight and all of the pressure? And it's like I don't feel that much pressure. I just feel the pressure of doing the right thing and going with my heart and doing what God has showed me. And so my family and my upbringing is what put that in me.
You know what's so amazing, Mary Young? We used to go to your dad's lunch and learn.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They still do it. They still
I know
do it.
I still get emails, but I just ain't found the time to get out there. It's way out there. It's far from North Memphis,
I
you
know.
know.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's the other side.
What's something that people would be surprised to know about you?
They may be surprised to know that I picked my major in college based on watching a TV show, which was Different World. Back in the day when Different World
Wow.
would come on, Dwayne Wayne was the dude that wore the glasses, and he ended up with the pretty girl. And
Yeah.
I saw myself in him in some ways, and so I ended
Wow.
up deciding that I wanted to be an engineer as well. And so that's how I determined, and I picked that like in seventh grade. So I didn't
Wow.
even really know what it
Amazing.
meant. And so I walked that path, and I ended up with a degree in undergrad in electrical engineering.
Amazing. Amazing. So I'm not gonna keep you long. First of all, I want to I'm saying this out loud right now. I want to set up a meeting later when you just whenever you get a chance. I'm gonna go by your schedule. Just to
Yeah,
talk
yeah, most
about
definitely.
what we do and
Yeah,
how
I want to do that. I actually want to come over there at some point whenever you're ready, and we'll get Haley to set it up.
yeah, you know we out of the office right now. They building our new building right in North Memphis.
Okay.
It's gonna be amazing. So we can't wait. But I think I want to talk to you before the new building go up.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we will make it happen. Haley will get us together, and
Yes, sir.
we can do it.
So final thoughts, because I'm not gonna keep you. Like I said, I could go on and on, but I'm not because I know you busy and our city needs you right now. Give parents some final thoughts
Yeah.
for
Um,
the future of the Black community. I'm on this Black thing right now because that's what it seemed to be happening. I know two young men from my neighborhood. One was leaving Central last week and got murdered. I knew him when he was a baby, and his best friend got killed the week before. So both of those young men I know personally since
yeah.
baby. What can you give parents in the Black community? That's something I want you to keep it real, Mayor
Yeah.
Young. I know you keep it real. I seen you at the city council meeting, so I know you keep it
Oh, that's funny. Well, I mean, what I would say, I mean, we're in a tough spot right now as a city, and my whole approach has always been to be optimistic and continue to have conversations with the understanding that there's something brighter on the other end. But it can feel like hell going through it. I mean, we
Yeah,
saw it again yesterday with
yeah,
a young man that went on a shooting spree
right.
just 2 years after the other one
Yeah.
that Ezekiel Kelly did, and they're all young men, 20
Now,
years old.
20 years old. Lord have
And
mercy.
so for the parents, I think that what we have to do as a city is figure out what are going to be the support systems that we're going to put in place such that if a parent has an indication of a problem or a challenge with their young person, they know who to call. I
Right.
remember when I was growing up, my dad would always threaten us if we were cutting up and acting a fool. He would say, "I'm about to take you down here to juvenile court." And then I can remember one time he even drove so far. I mean, he was just threatening us, but he never actually took us in. But he had that as something that he could say he was going to do if we weren't acting right.
Yeah.
I don't know where they can take kids nowadays. And I think
Right.
from a city perspective, we need mental health camp. We need a shop where our young people can go and get the support that they need so that they don't go on these tangents like what we've seen in the
Yes.
past. Now,
Yes.
yesterday was very dramatic, but I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of what we're seeing on the streets and in the community is an inability to cope with the day-to-day stress and all of the trauma that our young people are dealing with.
Yes.
And it sounds like it's long term, but it's really short term. Like we really have to do this quickly. I'm a firm believer that if you're out here cutting up and acting a fool, we're gonna have to hold you accountable, and you're gonna have to
Exactly.
go sit down for a while. We're gonna get you off the streets.
Right. And
We
we
have
gonna
to do
help
a
you.
better and we're gonna help you.
Yeah.
But we also have to make sure that we are making deep investments in the prevention side. And so for parents, what I want for them to do is just be alert and communicate with their young people. Every
Yeah.
person out here that's out here doing these negative things has somebody in their life that's seeing it, that's
Right.
seeing the path. And we need to give those individuals um, some resources so that they can make the referrals and get their young people the help that they need.
Yes, sir. Mayor Young, I appreciate you. I can tell you this, that one of the parents that lost her 17-year-old, she reached out for help. And I went on Facebook, and you wasn't in office at this time, but I went on Facebook and reached out to elected officials and said, "Can somebody help me? This boy said he want to work." And I told him Saturday at the homegoing celebration, I told him I felt kind of guilty too. What more could I have done for Jalen, And
Right.
and same thing with all these kids, man. I want to help. I
Yeah.
I just want to help. I lost a grandson in 2021 to gun
Yeah.
violence. And
Yeah. My
man,
condolences on that. I remember that. That was heartbreaking.
man, and his little sister, we took her to the doctor. She had severe PTSD, but we got her the help that she needed. We put her in a school that deal with trauma and social and emotional learning. We got to do what we supposed to do for our kids. And God gave us our kids. I tell my girls this all the time. God gave you those kids to take care of and do whatever you got to do for. When people see me screaming about kids, I'm not just screaming about my boys and my girls. I'm screaming about every child in this city. And
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to do. So, Mayor Young, if you see me and I'm screaming, you're going to say, "There go that crazy lady. She screaming kids."
No, it's all passion. One thing I want to say before we go, and it never struck me until having this conversation right now.
Yes, sir.
A few years ago, actually more than a few years ago, about 12 years ago, my parents had set up at their church what they called the Emotional Fitness Centers of Tennessee.
Yeah.
And with this, they had identified churches that were in different zip codes throughout the city. And each church had these trained, what they call PALs, peer advocate liaisons. I was one of them.
Wow.
And what we did was we got referrals from different places and the peer advocate liaisons. So these were folks that really it was more of like a friend. It's not
Right.
like we were trained counselors, but it gave us an opportunity to have like those introductory conversations, and we would fill out an assessment. And if they needed somebody that was formally trained, that's what we did. But otherwise, we just had continued to have dialogue and conversation. And it was so helpful to some of the people that I remember working with. It may be time to be thinking about another approach like that where we
Right.
can do not
Let's
just for
do
churches,
it. Let's do it, Mary Young.
community-based
Let's do
organizations.
it. I'm gonna stand, as the kids can say, I'm standing 10 toes down to let's do it. Let's
Okay.
and
All right.
whoever heading it up, we want to get them in front of our parents to talk to our parents. Mary Young, we have dealt with over 5,000 parents since we got started. People don't understand that when you got a purpose in life, you got to walk in that purpose. I done threw
Right.
the towel many days, but I find myself the next morning getting up, picking that same towel up, wiping my face, and going back at it again. Hard for children.
Right.
Mayor Young, thank you for being a Black History change maker. And I promise you, young boys are watching you. I got 3 young grandsons that I worry about every day, the safety of them, So thank you for being a Black History change maker.
Thank
And
you.
we'll get together soon. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.